Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody's reading your blog. It's just not happening. SEO, it depends. This is a really big it depends. This is one of the reasons why I named it the essential and existential SEO. I call it the essential and existential SEO because SEO is really about the identity of your site and how your site relates to other sites and how you communicate that identity throughout the web and for the algorithms in particular. So some of the things that I want to talk about and really cover just kind of at a basic level are things that you really can do when you get home today with your website. I want to talk about on-site SEO, which is essentially what's your story. There's that essential SEO. Blogging, because you really have more to say than what's just on your site. And then a little bit about keyword research, because it's really important to optimize your site in a proper way around the keywords that you're targeting and that are realistic. So like I said, the on-site SEO is really about who it is you are, what it is you do, the services you offer, and the products that you have on that site. If you're not emphasizing that, then you're doing a disservice. Right? Some people think that they could just put their site up and that Google is just going to intuit what exactly it is that you do, and then boom, you're on page one, right? But you really have to say what you have to say about your products. Anything that you're talking to your partner or a potential client about, if you're talking about it, that should be on the site as well. So let's take a look at some of the basics of SEO. I know this looks a little bit complex, but these are the baseline ranking factors that you need to optimize just to get the foundation settled, all right? That hierarchical foundation. And you start with title tags, okay? Title tags and meta descriptions, what we see here. I realize I got a laser pointer. Whoop. All right. This is a client's first impression of your website. It's what they see in Google when they search something, right? I put up an example of a client of mine called Chroma Label. They do colored labels and adhesive stickers and office supplies and things like that. So you could see when I search, their website comes up and the title tag says bookbinding tape, heavy-duty book repair tape. And then below it is that meta description. It says, repair your book spine, da-da-da-da-da. All right? There are some best practices when it comes to SEO for your title tag for your meta descriptions. In terms of the title tag, obviously you want to make sure they're keyword targeted. You want to make sure they're user-friendly. And according to Google's character limits, you want to make sure that they're 60 characters or less. All right? That's really important. Otherwise, Google truncates it, and it gets cut off and doesn't look very professional. And remember, this is people's first impression of your site. If they're finding you organically, they may have seen you before. They may have scrolled past you if you have an ad up top, which is more likely to convert that way. But this is your first impression. So the title tag should be optimized around keyword targets of what you're trying to rank for. Every one of your pages of your site has this too. Homepage, category pages, product pages. If they are all saying the same thing, brand, product, brand collections, right? You're not telling Google and the search engines what exactly you're trying to rank for that particular page. So each title tag should be unique, and each meta description should be unique. So when we look at the meta description, that's that little gray thing here. That's not a ranking factor, by the way. Google's been really explicit. There's over 200 ranking factors. There's a ton. These are some of the basic ones, but the meta description is not. What it does do, though, is increase the click-through rate to your site. Because it is the first impression, you want to make sure that it's a pitch and a call to action. You're trying to appeal to the client. So the one we wrote for this person says, preserve your book's appearance with clear and cloth book binding tape. Shop our complete inventory of book repair tape in various color options. Pitch, call to action. And it stays within the character limit of 160 characters. Okay? Otherwise, what happens, Google will truncate it if it's too long. My laser doesn't work anymore. Darn it. It's like you see with the ... Okay? So title tags, meta descriptions, that's what you see in the SERPs. Okay? Once they click through to your site, there are more on-site ranking factors that we want to take into account. Right? Starting with our headers. Right? You'll see headers as H1s, H2s, H3 tags, H4 tags. It goes on and on. Right? What you want to do with these is make sure that the keyword you're targeting in terms of the title tag and what you're including in the meta description is also being included in your header tag as well. It should be an accurate summary of what's on that page. Right? In this case, it's bookbinding tape. I'm happy that it's not just tape, because that's going to be a little bit too general. It's going to be a pretty optimistic keyword target. This gets specific and granular. We're targeting bookbinding tape. We say it in the title. We say it in the meta description. We're saying it in the header. We're sending clear signals to the search engines about who it is we are and what it is we do. And that's SEO. It's really trying to establish the foundational identity first for on-site SEO. Your H1 tags, just like your title tags, should be unique from one another as well. Right? Every page has a singular story to contribute to the collective of what is your website and who it is. Right? So when we take a look, headers, titles, and then the content should all be unique from page to page. You don't ever want to repeat or duplicate, usually because Google's going to ignore everything that comes after the original. That's called duplicate content. So for instance, if you have a local business that has several locations and you type out a location page and all the content on there, and then you just copy and paste and sub in a new location and copy and paste and sub in a new location, that original one will probably do well, but the subsequent locations aren't going to do well because Google's seen that copy before. So unique and relevant content. It's the saying in SEO, content is king. When you're looking at your site, you also want to make sure that it makes sense from a hierarchical standpoint, right? If I'm looking at a site, I know I have homepage, that should be my overarching keyword target. What is my primary service? What is my primary target? What is it that I'm going after? In the case of my client Chroma Label, like I said, it's colored labels, stickers, and more. In fact, that's actually their title tag for their homepage. And then it breaks down even further to their category pages. Dots, tape, labels, and then break it down even further. Color coding dot stickers, self-adhesive tape, colored labels. Now, they don't have a lot of products from there, right? So how can you expand on your on-site SEO if you just have kind of the baseline, oh, I just do this? Well, what are the applications of your product as well? Because even though you're trying to rank for color-coded dot stickers, right? Well, who uses them? Maybe we can build pages out for that. And so, for instance, this client has pages built out for office and filing, and medical lab, libraries and schools, restaurant and food service. Because you're trying to speak to not only what people are searching for when they're looking for your specific product, but the kind of people that are searching for it. Once you have that foundational SEO established on your site, you don't want to go and change the site over and over and over again. Google's never going to understand what it is that you do, right? You want to keep that foundation set and you want to build off of it. And a blog is a really great way to build off of that foundational SEO. One of the great things about the blog, especially in terms of Google, is that it keeps the site fresh and active, right? Google doesn't want to see a site just sit there stagnant, not doing anything. When you blog, you're essentially saying, I have something more to say about my products, all right? And here it is. Similarly, going back to Google My Business works in that way as well. And I'm glad you brought it up, Spencer, because when you have a Google My Business, one, it's about 10% of my clients that has it set up correctly. And two, almost 5% maybe to 0% that are actually posting on Google My Business. And that's a great way to keep that business listing fresh so that you move up in those search results. Because there's an SEO factor that goes with the map listings as well. Make sure we fill it out and make sure we're posting it. Sometimes it's as simple as, killing two birds with one stone, where we blog, we put it on our site, and then we put that blog on my Google My Business. I've just updated 2 with 1 piece of content. The blog also helps you reinforce those search signals, okay? So here's an example for that same client, how to use color to improve office productivity. Keyword-focused, unique, relevant content, and in this case, a little snippet here that talks about colored circle labels that links to this page. I'm trying to reinforce the message that I originally said on that page and increase the organic rankings for that page in particular. So I want to link internally to it. Now don't get me wrong, nobody's reading your blog. Okay? It's just not happening. Okay? Now, maybe you might get a nice following and some people might be reading it, but most people don't even read it as it is. They just kind of read the bullet points that are there. What's most important is that the bots are reading it, right? That the Google algorithm, RankBrain, is taking a look, it's scanning it, and it's saying, oh, hey, I see that they've optimized their header for color coding dot stickers, their title, their meta description, there's unique content. And then a month later, oh, there's new content that links to this page and that contributes to it. And then maybe in the future, somebody likes that content and is linking to that blog. That's a backlink. Links to that blog, that links to that page, and all of a sudden you're getting more traffic on this page. Again, clear search signals by establishing a clear identity. Logical position has a kind of a great way of going about this, because you might be wondering, well, what do I even blog about? And we can talk more about this, later on. But really, it's pretty simple. You know your business. You know your company. So what is it that I want to research and take a look at? What are the main areas of focus? So for that client in particular, we focused on filing, color, organization, and inventory. Their products appeal to those kind of main categories. And then based on that, we started to look at some of the common industry questions that were asked. And anybody can do this too. You've seen it in Google. People also ask, right? So you type something in Google, and it has that little, what is it called? Drop down or whatever it is, right? And then you can click on it, and then more drop down, and you can click on it, and then more drop down, right? So you get these common questions that lend themselves to blog topics: how to organize your office wiring, how to keep up with an office filing method, right? And there's countless things that you can write about, or you can just be simple, write about your products, and then link to them. Write about the applications of your products. But all of that is kind of a moot point unless we do some keyword research first, right? Trying to understand, well, what are the right keywords to target? And really, this is kind of gets into that existential SEO. You have to be a little bit Socratic in the questions that you ask, all right? What or how are people searching for my products? What keywords do I want to rank for? What keywords am I already ranking for that I can build up? Are the keywords that I would like to go after achievable, right? Do websites like mine show up in the results when I'm searching for these keywords? And these are all really important questions to kind of figure out and ask before you go and try to target the word tape or shoes. Those are going to be really competitive. The method that we go after, because there's a space for everybody, is in these 70% long tail keywords. Yeah, it would be awesome to have these keywords that rank for hundreds of thousands of searches a month. But we want to find that low-hanging fruit, those long tail niche keywords that are going to be achievable and that are going to have a high conversion rate from organic to PPC. So again, revisit the hierarchy. That's how you figure out what you want to rank for. I have a home page, I have dots, I have these kinds of dots, I have tape, I have that kind of tape, I have labels, laser inkjet printable, biohazard labels, right? They kind of lend themselves to, well, just describe it. These are going to be my organic keywords. Sometimes I'm going to have to expand upon it a little bit, though. All right, I have dots. I am going to go after color coding dot stickers, adhesive colored dot stickers. I would really like to rank for colored dot stickers, but that's a little bit over ambitious too. There's a lot of different kind of colored dot stickers out there. So let's get at least specific to what people are searching for when they're looking for my product. There's a lot of tools that you can use too. From Google Keyword Planner to SEMrush are some of the common ones. You can use your own search console to kind of figure out what keywords you're really already ranking for and getting impressions and traffic from. When you're taking a look at these tools, though, be cautious and be careful and really kind of think through, is it the right keyword? Sometimes the easiest way is to just open up an incognito window and search the keyword that you're thinking about going for, see who's on the first page, right? Because that's who you have to compete with. That's who you have to kick out if you want to be there. So for an example for that same client I was talking about, we have wafer seal and book binding repair. Both good search volumes, 880 searches a month. They're just off of the first page, if not on the bottom of the first page. But book binding repair doesn't work very well because it pulls up searches of like how to repair a book, right? It's not going to really lend itself to a client clicking through and purchasing, your book binding tape. All right, they're wafer seals. When you Google that, that's all it is. It's these clear little transparent plastic dots. Perfect. Let's go after that. We can talk about logical position and our SEO, right? Pay per click. I'm sure my boss would love it if we ranked for pay per click. I don't really care. Even though it has 9,900 searches a month, what shows up when people search pay-per-click are informative blogs and articles. But pay-per-click management, yeah, smaller search volume, but it's going to convert better as well. So really think about the intent of what people are looking for when you're thinking about targeting a keyword. Take a look at the page that actually, what results actually show up on that page once you search that. So that's pretty much it. Your on-site SEO is the foundation that you build through title tags, through the meta descriptions, through the headers, and then the content that is on those pages. And then you want to contribute to that foundation by blogging, linking internally to it, but making sure all the while that you're trying to target the right keywords for all of those pages of your site. Thank you.